Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Blindseye podcast, the podcast discussing everything you did and didn't want to know about being blind. My name is Connor, and today I thought we would talk about computer gaming in terms of how does somebody like myself do it, how does it all work, what your options are, that kind of stuff. Because it does exist, even though you might not necessarily know that it does. Usual boring disclaimer, just my thoughts and opinions, yada yada yada, you know the drill. Okay, so gaming. Blind gaming does exist. It's a fairly new industry, for the lack of a better word. But yeah, it does exist. Particularly in the last 10 years, it's really started to come along. And most of it is made by people like myself, except if people like myself knew how to code and make games. But they're essentially blind developers who have learned how to code and who have written these games. And some of them are new games, and some of them are games based on old classics. And essentially how it works, instead of it being a video game, it's an audio game. So everything you need in order to interact within the game is done with your ears. I'm going to be letting you listen to a couple of examples of me playing a few games, just to give an idea. But the first thing you need to understand, which will be hard for you to, I guess, tell with the way I've had to record this, is that with most of them, you would wear headphones and you would hear something in the soundscape. So if there's something to your left, you will hear it in your left headphone, assuming you have your headphones on the right way around. But you will hear it to your left and you will move that way. And they always, they generally give you an orientation of where north is and all that kind of stuff, so you can find your way. But just like in the real world, you navigate via listening. And instead of using a mouse or a joystick, you use the keys and the arrow buttons. So as a demonstration of this, I want to let you listen to me starting a game called Tank Commander. And basically Tank Commander is a game where you're like a World War II tank and you just run around blowing stuff up. It's very fun. And so you'll hear it. You'll hear this kind of like constant beeping, and that's the targeting. And you'll hear it going up and down in pitch. And the higher it goes in pitch, the more it tells you that you're getting closer to what you're getting to. So I'm pressing left and right arrow buttons, and when I hear the pitch go up, I know I'm getting closer. When I hear the pitch go down, I know I'm getting further away and need to go in the opposite direction. And everything in the soundscape that you'll hear, I can hear through either my left or my right ear. So if something is to my right, I'll hear it to my right and I'll know that's where I want to go. So I'll be able to hear another tank, or I'll be able to hear if there's any helicopters and stuff like that. And that's basically how it works. So hopefully you'll get a bit of a gist.
Enter your selection. Play standard game. Enter your experience level.
Bring him on!
It's my turn, Daddy.
Would you like training mode? No.
Press F1 for help.
Sector 1.
Attention TC-17.
This is TC-17.
Go north of the beach and destroy all intelligence bases before moving into the town. Access across the river is provided by a bridge in the northeastern corner of the sector, but be careful, the bridge is well guarded.
Course neutral. Standard shells. Intelligence phase 2. Intelligence phase 2. Standard shells. Hey.
Target destroyed.
North. Quarter speed. Half speed. Three-quarter speed. Intelligence phase 3. Half and quarter speed neutral. Standard shells. L. North. KD 1043 meter 891 1032.
So yeah, in that you heard me choosing the game, you heard me going through the list in order to get into the game, you heard the instructions that were given at the start for what my mission was, and then you heard me moving around trying to aim at the different targets and it telling me what the speed of my tank was and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that was kind of interesting. The other common feature that is used if it isn't purely left and right audio is some kind of list based game, and I'm going to show you two different versions of that now. So one is a gaming platform I use called RS Games, and it has fairly classic games in it. So it has Monopoly, Blackjack, Cards Against Humanity, has battleships and stuff like that. So it's not very elaborate, but in a world where there's not a lot of options, those little things help to feel normal and stuff like that. Now the neat thing about RS Games is that you can play live against other blind or vision impaired people around the world, just like somebody would do on Call of Duty or something like that. So you can kind of get that online gaming experience, and yeah, you can play, you can talk to each other, you can message each other on there, and they have different advertisements for things that might be blindness related, so you can find out what's going on, and you'll hear one of them pop up initially, but I always tell it to shut up because I find it annoying. But still, it's a cool little option. So you'll hear me now starting a game of Monopoly, and I guess, the basics of how that works when you're just listening to it instead of reading it.
Monopoly. Enter. Press Control plus F1 for game instructions. Select options from the main menu. New game. Join game. New game. Enter. Please select the board to choose. American Atlantic City 4. British London 4. Enter. Would you like this game to be private? Yes. Enter. Please enter a password for this game. Enter a password. Enter. The game is now set to private. Players will need to enter the password to join. Game created. Please wait for players to join your game. Press enter when you are ready to start. Looking for demonstrations of assistive technology for the blind. E. You have added Pablo Leodora. Enter. The game is starting. Choose a token. Ball. Enter. You have chosen the ball. Leodora has chosen the soda can. Would you like quick movement? If you say yes, here. Each token sound will only be heard once as each player moves. If not, each token sound will be heard once per space move. Yes. Enter. You have selected quick movement. Each token sound will only be heard once as each player moves. Would you like money on free parking? Yes. Enter. You, the game master, have decided that there will be money on free parking for this game. You roll the dice to determine the first player. You roll 6, 3. Leodora roll 3, 2. You roll the highest number. You go first. It is your turn. Roll dice. Enter. You roll 4, 4. You make spaces. You have not used the road. It is a light blue property and costs 100 pounds. You currently have 1,500 pounds. Wanted? Yes. Enter. You buy the light blue property. Use the note for 100 pounds. You roll doubles. You go then. It is your turn. Roll dice. Enter. You roll 4, 3. You move 7 spaces. You land on Maryland Station. It is a railway property and costs 200 pounds. You currently have 1,400 pounds. Wanted? Yes. Enter. You buy the railway property Maryland Station for 200 pounds. It is now Leodora's turn. Leodora rolls 2, 2. Leodora moves 4 spaces. She lands on income tax. Leodora pays 200 pounds income tax. Leodora rolls doubles. She goes again. Leodora rolls 1, 6. Leodora moves 7 spaces. She lands on Paul Ball. It is a purple property. Leodora buys the purple property. Paul Ball for 140 pounds. It is your turn. Roll dice.
Okay, so that was Monopoly, and you could hear, I know my speaking program was talking pretty fast there, but you could hear that, it was asking me if I wanted money on free parking, did I want quick movement, it was rolling the dice, so I was able to, tell what I'd gotten, and then it moves along, and then it just gives me a list, so I can hit enter on roll dice to roll it again, or I can go down the list and see if I have any houses or want to buy or want to trade and that kind of stuff. So it's very simple, but you know what? It works and it's effective. I didn't add it in here, but on that same platform, they have battleships like the classic game. And when you actually press enter on whatever coordinates you want, it will actually give the sound of a torpedo. And if it hits, you'll hear a ship blowing up, and when it hits enough times, you'll hear the ship sinking. So, people get pretty imaginative and creative with this kind of stuff. The last little demonstration I wanted to give was of an American football game, and all these games, by the way, were just made by people who were blind who saw that there was a gap in the market and that they wanted to be able to game just like sighted people could, and they just did it themselves, which is really, really neat and which I'm really grateful for. But yeah, so this game, it's American football, and you'll hear the different sounds and you'll be able to tell when the ball is getting kicked and caught and the options that it gives me for the kind of play I want to make.
Enter.
Coach, select the play for your offense. 1 line plunge. 2 end run. 3 screen pass. 4 short pass.
Enter.
The 49ers break the huddle. Berg barks out the snap count. Cut 1. Hike. Berg handles the snap from center. Fence sacks Berg. There is a loss of 1 yard on the play. It's your ball on your 2-6 YARD line. It's 4th down and 4 YARDs to go. 8 save game. 7 punt.
Enter.
Swenson and Good are back deep to receive the punt. Reagan is ready to take the snap and kick the punt. Hut 1. Hut 2. Hut 3. Hut. Hike. Reagan takes the long snap. She gets the kickoff. It's a pooch kick. It travels 3-6 YARDs in the air. The ball is down by Gerlach. It's mine on my 38-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 YARDs to go. Coach, select the play for your defense.
So yeah, that was American football, and that's also a really fun game. The last one, which I wanted to show you, which hasn't worked, but I'll try and explain it the best I can, is it's kind of like a role-playing game where you do quests. It's like World of Warcraft, where you're walking around finding items, you need to talk to different people and get into fight scenes. And it's probably the most elaborate game I've played. It's called A Hero's Call. And basically what you do is you're walking through the town and a doorway will have a specific sound attached to it within the game. So if you're walking past a doorway on your left-hand side, you will learn that sound means a doorway. And obviously you can hear it in your left ear, so you will turn that way. Or if you are going past an item that you can pick up, it will make a specific sound. And when you're in front of it, to a point where you can pick it up, it will make a more distinct sound again. And all of it takes a little bit of getting used to, obviously, because you have to train your ear for what it is that you're hearing and the specific sounds. But after a while, you get used to it just like any other gamer would. And that's probably my favorite game, and probably has, like, I'd say 17 different individual maps. Took me about 70 hours to finish it, and it's very, very elaborate. And hopefully more of those kinds of games come out, because there's definitely a lot of people who are blind or vision impaired who enjoy those games and are looking for more and more. Anyway, I hope that was interesting this week. I just thought it'd be cool to share. If you want to contact the show, you can email me at blindseyepodcast@gmail.com. That's BLINDSEYE podcast@gmail.com. You can tweet me at blindseyepod on Twitter, and you can find the show on Facebook if you just search for Blinds Eye Podcast. And I will speak to you next week. Cheers.